Once you install the SQL Server on your machine, it will create a folder on your this my all programs. You can see a folder like SQL Server 2012. Like right now, my version is like our training version is SQL Server 2012. Okay, so it will create
Okay.
a folder over here. If you click on that,
Mm-hmm.
you can see many options like import, export data, SQL Server data tools, SQL Server Management Studio, analysis
Mm-hmm.
services, and some configuration tools and integration services and all.
Okay.
So whatever the services
I,
available, no? So those things and all you can see here.
yeah. I
So
have. I was looking. I have a SQL Server 2008 R2 version with me.
okay,
So I can, but I have Windows 8. Is it compatible with the Windows 8?
Windows 8, yes, yes, it is compatible.
I can I can install the Windows 8. Okay, so I will see. I think I have the keys for that too. So let me. I just found it today because I had it for a long time, but I had to go back and look it up where it was. So
Okay.
found it. So I think I will install it on my computer, and I will. I didn't know. Okay, so I will. If it is compatible with Windows 8, that's good. Okay.
So I'll give you that installation steps and all if you want. I'll give you the installation procedure. So if you have
Uh huh.
the keys, like you can, if, like you are having Express Edition, right? So if you have the key, like you can enter that key at the time of installation, so that
Right. Yeah.
you will get that Enterprise Edition, whatever the Enterprise Edition
Mm.
services you have. So that and all you will get once you enter that key.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I have installed that one on a server, but I
Okay.
haven't installed it
Local.
local. I haven't. I never did that. But so I just I think the steps are the same, right? I have a installation like a step by step document, so I just follow the same thing. I think it should be okay. I'll see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good. Yeah.
Mm.
So if you see a folder here, configuration tools,
Okay.
we'll have a look at it. So there you can see some reporting services, configuration manager, SQL Server, configuration manager, and other things. So just have a look at here, SQL Server configuration manager. So what it will shows you is like whatever the services available, in our I mean like from our, yeah, whatever the services available with our SQL Server, no, those services and all it will show us like SQL
Okay.
Server integration
Mm-hmm.
services. Again, SQL Server, it is it will interact with the database, SQL Server database. Again, analysis services, and
Mm-hmm.
again reporting services,
Mm-hmm.
and some SQL Server agent and all. So about this we will discuss about later. So like every service we have states like whether it is running state or stopped or something like that, and start mode and
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So before
Mm-hmm.
starting, before working with the database, like it's better if you check this whether these services are running or not. Not only
Running.
or
Okay.
analysis or integration or reporting, whatever the service you are using, just make sure like you are your services are running.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
That's in the configuration manager. Okay.
yeah.
You said you are recording this. You are
Yes.
this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm recording, and I will give you the recording sessions through Google Drive. You can take it from there.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So these services and all will the services manager, SQL Server configuration manager. You can see in configuration tools. The small suitcase box is there, no briefcase box. So that will give. So to interact with the database, we have SQL Server Management Studio.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is
I
a
use that all. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah. I use that all the time. Yeah.
yeah.
because right now I'm loading to a data warehouse which is 2014 SQL Server,
Oh, great.
but I'm using I'm using the BODS, the SAP BODS to do that, Business Object Data Services.
Okay.
So I always use this one to check the data and stuff like that.
So then you are already interacting with this SQL Server Management Studio.
Yeah.
So it's great. So like it will give the server type, whether you want to connect with the database or analysis services or reporting or integration, whatever the service you want.
Okay.
So directly it will give you the server name, as you know, and authentication, Windows authentication or SQL Server authentication. So just trying to connect with the Windows authentication. Like all these things like some databases available, different databases available. So to query a database, to query on a particular table from a particular database, just go to new query and all. So this is what the environment where we used to interact with the database thing. And
yeah.
to interact with this SQL Server integration services, you need to have a Visual Studio.
Is this something different that we have to install, or if it comes with the computer, Visual Studio?
Yeah, it will comes with the SQL Server only. No need of,
It will come with SQL. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So earlier we need to, in earlier version we need to install this Visual Studio thing separately. But nowadays
Okay.
they are giving this patch along with the SQL Server.
Okay.
So whenever we are working with integration services or reporting or analysis services, we need to have supporting framework. Framework in the sense supporting Visual Studio framework. In some cases, whenever you are working with this SSIS or reporting services or AS, so it will throw you a error like hey, use a .NET package, Visual Studio pack, which is the version is from this to this later onwards, like that you will get an error message. Let us say if you have Visual Studios versions like 2005 to 2015, we have Visual Studio evaluations. Okay, so in that like we have Visual Studio 2005. It is the version is like 2.0. It supports like version is 2.0 and 3.0, and now in like 2012 will the version is like 2.0 to 4.5.2 in some cases. Error like is a valid version of Visual Studio. Which will be greater than or equal to 2.0. So in that case, we need to install 2.5. No, I mean Visual Studio 2005 or Visual Studio 2008 or Visual Studio 2010 or else Visual Studio. That means the latter packages after 2005. Before 2005 versions, it won't support. In that case, it will give the error like this. We are having a package, Visual Studio package, Visual Studio installation, older version of Visual Studio, then it will throw some kind of error. Then in that case, like you need to have a Visual Studio 2008 or 2012. Right now, we are having when we are using SQL Server 2012. So the patch will automatically comes up, with the SQL Server. Basically, I will show you. See,
Okay.
this is what the SSDT, SQL Server Data Tools. for Express Edition, it won't come, I guess. Try to check when
Okay.
you are installing on your machine SSDT SQL Server data tools. So
Okay.
you are having Express Edition, right? So you won't get
No,
this
I have the, I think I have the Enterprise Edition.
Enterprise Edition. Then it's good. Then it will come. SQL Server data tools will come with Enterprise Edition. So no need of
Yeah, I think
installing. Yeah.
yeah, I think I have the SQL Server R2, the 2008 R2 version.
Okay. I guess if you are using 2008 R2, you need to install bits business intelligence data studio,
Oh, I
development
see.
studio, business intelligence development studio. You need to install.
Well,
That means like Visual Studio.
Visual Studio doesn't come with 2008 R2?
Yeah, some cases like some frameworks won't. The basic framework they will give you, but it won't support you, I guess. So again you need to have again you need to apply some kind of patch, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
I think I probably need some help with that then.
right. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So that is what the thing. So I will show you that. SQL Server Data Tool. Let's open this SQL Server Data Tools. See, this is Visual Studio 2010. It will automatically, I mean, this Visual Studio 2010 will come along with this SQL Server 2012.
Hmm.
So no need of installing this Visual Studio separately.
Okay.
So this is what the startup phase where you can see many options like go to file, go to new project, or straight away you
Okay.
go here new project. Two
Okay.
options you are having. So it will ask you like business intelligence. By default, it will goes to like integration services or analysis services for the top one. Analysis services, integration services, reporting services.
Important.
On which service you want to create a package? On which service you want to create a package? So I want to create a package on
Okay.
integration service.
Okay.
So I will select this integration service and integration services project. If
Hmm.
you come down here, you can see name, location, and solution name. By default it will give you that integration services project one. Okay, so let
Hmm.
us say I'm renaming this one like test day 2, and
Hmm.
the default location, it will give you some default location. Okay, so wherever that SQL server got installed or wherever you have worked previously, so that default location it will give you. Or else if you want to
Hmm.
save that particular thing in your desired location, you can change the location as well. You can change the location
Okay.
as well. So let us say I'm saving this uh, integration services project in my local E drive. So I'm selecting that folder. So E test2 solution is nothing but, let us say my manager comes to me and he asks me to create I mean to load all the tables, all the dimension tables at one
Hmm.
shot. Okay, so in that case what I will do is I'll try to I'll try to create a data flow task, or else I'll try to create a mapping for all those dimensions from source to destination. Let us say I'm having 5 dimension tables. Okay, for 5 dimension
Okay.
tables I have created source and destination tables at one place.
Hmm.
Okay, that is called a package. Okay,
Okay.
and if I having some fact tables, for loading a fact table I'll create all these source and destination in one package. Okay,
Okay.
let us let us say if I am having dimension package and fact package, I am having right now I am having two packages. To loading the dimension
Uh,
tables I have dimension package. To load the fact tables
mhm.
I'm having fact package.
Okay.
If I will place all these two at one place, that's called a solution. So by default,
Okay.
it will give you the solution name as package name. Let us say I'm having integration services project name as test day 2. Okay. So by default name, it will take the solution name. For solution also, it will take the same name. Let me show you. Click on
Okay. So it's basically it will let you group your data flows then.
Exactly.
At a higher level.
So this is what the window you can see when you are starting with your integration services. This is what the
Okay.
workspace where you can create all your data flows from source to destination or something else you want to create or whatever the things you want to work. No? So this is what the
Okay.
workspace you will use. And here you can see many options like control flow, data flow, parameters, event handlers, and package explorer. And one more thing will come. So we'll discuss all these things one by one. And if you
Okay.
come to right side pan, you can see solution explorer. So under solution explorer, you are able to see some test data, whatever the name we have given over there, right? So that name is coming here. Under this, some parameters, connection managers, and some SSIS packages. See, this is what the solution I'm talking about. This is what the solution name.
That is okay. That is the solution name. The test date 2 is the solution name. Okay.
Right, exactly. Solution name. Under the solutions, we have SSIS package list, package folder. So you can create as many packages as you want. Right click, new SSIS package. See, whatever how many packages you want, you can create package to likewise. So by default, it will give you the package.dtsx. DTXX.
So what was the first line? You have a test date 2 also. Where is that name corresponds to? You had a solution name.
Right.
And you are on the top, you had another solution, test date 2, right?
Exactly.
Well, that's the folder file. Okay, that's the folder name. Okay.
Right. I want to create a project name as test day 2. So the name which I given the first one, right? Name, after then path, again solution name. The name will be this one, folder name. This is what the SSIS integration, integration services project name. In that project, I'm having a solution with name tested day 2.
Okay.
Okay, or else I will give you one more example. Let me give you another creation so that you will come to know in a better way. So I will create a new project again, integration services project. By default, it is going integration services project. It is giving the date to, integration services project. Instead of that, I am giving a project name as sample. And again, it is giving the solution name as sample. I am changing this one. Okay. Test sample.
Okay, where is that name? What is that?
Yeah, by default.
Oh, you. Okay, you are going to E. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I have created, right? So
Okay, go to the E4.
see, test sample is my project name. Under this, I am getting a test sample is the like Sample is my solution name, I mean package name, and test sample is the solution name.
Right. Okay. Okay.
See, sample is
Yeah.
my
Got
solution
it.
name.
Right.
So that's
And
what,
test sample is your okay.
right. So that's how it works.
Okay. Basically the name comes as the folder name.
Folder name, yeah, and the solution name will be like this.
Like this. Okay.
Yeah. So this is what the window where you can interact with the integration services. So this is what this package, this is the framework created by Visual Studio using Visual Studio. Okay.
Okay.
Now our framework is ready. Our front end, I mean like interacting workspace is ready. So if I want to, what is our purpose, like extracting the data and load the data into a destination. For that I need two connections, right? One is source and another one is destination, because I need to interact with
Correct.
the data from source and again need to load the data into destination. So if you see here, left side, SSIS toolbox, it will give you the many components. Whatever the tools you want, it will give you the many components like transformations, whatever the transformations you want. Or else what is the, if you want a source, you can pick up from here. If you want a destination, you can pick up from here. The component it will give you. You can directly, you can get the component and you can place on workspace and you can edit it. You can use it. Okay. So now my intention is I want to load the data. Data from here, database table to flat file. Now my requirement is this one, from database table to flat file. Now I need a, so my source is like database and my destination is flat file. Okay. So let me tell you how to get it. So I am deleting these things for time being. By default it is giving the package name as package.dtsx. We can edit as per our requirement. If you right click and just rename, so don't remove this .dtsx. It is the extension to that package basically. Like for a text file we are having .txt. For Excel sheet we are having .xls. For SSIS package, we will get an extension like .dtsx. DTSX means extension to integration services package. DTSX. DTSX means data transformation services. Data transformation services, DTS. X means XML file format. Internally it will save the file format as an XML format. So they have given a name as like extension as .dtsx. So I'm test day21. I just renamed my package as test day21. Okay. So if you see here, the name automatically comes up here. Earlier it is like a package. Now it is like test day. So that means like now I am using this package. Okay, I am using the workspace of this particular package. Okay. So this is what the control flow. The default button you will get the control flow. Okay. So my intention is I want to do a data flow from database to flat file.
Flat file. Okay.
So for that, if you see right side, I mean left side, you can see a task like data flow task. If we select and simply drag that particular task into our workspace, drag it and leave it. Just you got that task, right? Data flow task.
Mhm.
If you open that, automatically it goes to the second
The
tab.
data flow.
This
Mm-hmm.
is what the data flow I want basically. So if you click on this data flow task, it will ask you what is the data flow you
Yeah.
want. Again, if you see here,
Mm-hmm.
the transformations and the available tools got changed. See, for
Mm-hmm.
control flow, you are having some kind of
Right.
components. Again, if you go to data flow task, whatever the transformations you are having. See, transformations and
Right.
all we use at the while moving the data from source to destination. That's why they
Mm-hmm.
have given transformations in data flow
Right.
tab. Okay, so in data flow, how I want to flow the data from database table to flat file. So if
Right.
you see here available options, favorites, common, other transforms, other sources, other destination. I want to take a
Mm-hmm.
source. Go to other source.
Mm-hmm.
There you can see many sources. ADO.NET, CDC, Excel source, flat file source, ODBC, blah blah blah. So as
Mm-hmm.
my source is database, I am taking OLEDB source.
So even if you want to do an Oracle source, it's going to be already so any database it is going to be already DB source.
Yes, yes, OLEDB.
Okay.
So OLEDB means it will interact with OLEDB is for both relational and non-relational databases. Like it might be a flat file, it might be a Excel, or it might be a database like SQL Server or Oracle. Whatever the database type it may be. It might be either relational or non-relational. OLEDB means
Okay.
object linking embedding database. Whatever the
Okay.
object
So
it might be.
okay. So when you are connecting to um, uh, SQL Server, when you make a connection, you probably using the SQL Server native connection to get the data, right?
Yes.
Use behind the scene. Now, when you are using an Oracle connection, are you using some kind of native connection, or you are using the ODBC or behind the how are you using?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
using a native connection?
Yeah,
So
let me show you that different providers, from this SSIS.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm opening this thing. I don't have any connection as of now. Okay, I'm just using that.
Okay.
I'm just to open that Visual Studio and just drag a source component. In that source component, we need to configure that particular connection and the table. As of now,
Okay.
I don't have any connection with this package. Okay, so now I
Okay.
am creating a connection and go to new OLEDB connection manager.
Okay.
New, it will open a window. If any connections is available now, it will show you that some connections. So I'm going for a fresh connection. Go to new.
Okay. So we
Yeah,
go into the connection manager. Okay.
yeah. So by default, it is giving the provider OLEDB native OLEDB or SQL Server native client. By default, it will
Mm-hmm.
give you that provider. If you drop down there, you can see many connection providers. If you want to interact with Oracle, Microsoft OLEDB provider for Oracle you have. You can configure that.
Okay.
So that's why you can use
So
these
yeah.
connections.
Okay.
So yeah, by default it is in native client, right? So I'm keeping it as is, and I'm just selecting the servers available over here. Taking the server name. So right now I have only one server, home PC.
Mm-hmm.
So in that,
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you. So this is what my server, home PC.
Mm-hmm.
And the different databases available over here, right? So these are all the different databases.
Mm-hmm.
let's have a new database. See, I'm having my own database over here. Now
Mm-hmm.
I want to create a table over here. See, Naresh database. Let me create a sample table. It is into into post into marker also 15. I'm creating a sample, just executing. So I have a structure now. So I have inserted 4 rows
Mm-hmm.
into my test table. Let me. So I'm ready with the 4 rows. I
Mm-hmm.
have my table name is like test day 2, right? So in home piece,
Mm-hmm.
what is my database? My database is Naresh Training TC. Once you
Right.
select your database, you need to test that particular connection. You are using some provider and you are using your server name and some database name.
Mm-hmm.
Test the connection whether it is connecting properly or not. You will get a message like test connection succeeded.
Okay.
That means you are properly,
Mm-hmm.
you are able to connect with the server properly.
Mm-hmm.
Let us say click on OK, and now we got this connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
So click on OK. That means you are saying like use that particular connection. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So data access mode, how to access the data, what is the different ways to access the data from that particular connection. This connection
Okay.
specifies the server name with a particular database. So now you need to specify the data access mode. You want to access the data from table or view, or you want to access that you want to specify a table name or view name through a variable, or else you want to write a SQL command, or else you want to write a SQL command from a variable. For time being, let's say I'm giving a table or view. I want to access the data from a table or a view. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So name of the table or view. Sorry. So select the name. What is the I do have only one table in my database, right? Naresh Training DC. I am
Right.
having only one table.
Mm-hmm.
Default it will give you. So if you have many tables, drop down you will select particular table. So again you go to columns part. Left side you are able to see columns, right? So in that connection
Mm-hmm.
manager, you need to specify the connection, the database, I mean the server name, again the database name, and again the table or view name. Or simply you can give a SQL command. Select star from test day 2.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise you can give.
Mm-hmm.
It is taking the columns
Mm-hmm.
from that SQL command. Or else straight away you can specify table or view test day 2. Straight away it will take the columns. So what it means,
Okay.
like these are all the available external columns. It means these are all the columns available over here. So it tick
Mm-hmm.
mark specifies what are the columns you need. what are the columns you want to get from that particular thing. You need
Okay.
only one column or you need two columns. Likewise, I
Mm-hmm.
have specified in the SQL command, right? Select star from that particular table. In that case, all the columns will come. If you specify
Mm-hmm.
only some columns, no, in that case, only those columns will come over here.
Okay.
So this is what the input columns. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
from table to, I mean, like from database table, whatever the columns you are getting, no, so those columns you are, I mean, it will show you. Click on
Mm-hmm.
OK. See, earlier we have a red mark, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now it got resolved and now it is ready. It means like it is ready. If you don't have any kind of red mark or something like that, you are ready with your database source. Okay. And my thing is like my destination is flat file. You go to left side and go to other destinations. You can see many destinations. ADO.NET, OADBC, OLEDB, flat file, Excel destination, whatever it might be. Let us say I am
Mm-hmm.
taking my flat file destination. See, at
Okay.
the initial stage you are getting
Yeah.
error mark.
Mm-hmm. I saw
That
that.
means
Yeah.
it is not related to any kind of connection. That means like it is showing like it doesn't have any connection. It is in air now.
Mm-hmm.
So let me,
Mm-hmm.
if you see, if you select that particular OLEDB source, by default it is showing you two arrow marks. One is blue and one
Mm-hmm.
is in red color. I am taking this
Mm-hmm.
blue arrow mark and dropping out over here, flat file destination.
Mm-hmm.
That means I am
Mm-hmm.
saying like get the data from here and
And put it in the.
yeah, load the data into flat
Mm-hmm.
file destination.
Mm-hmm.
You are able to see this error mark, right? If anything goes wrong over here, go to that output into some other destination. Right now, I am not using any kind of any. I don't have any other destination. I am not using it. That means simply
Okay.
we can say like it will throws the error information, errored out record into some other destination. Whatever the successful
Mm.
records it is able to read, those records only it will throw into this flat file destination. Let
Okay.
me open this flat file destination and give some connections. As of now, I don't have any kind of flat file connections. Now I am
Correct.
creating a flat file connection. Go to new. It is asking how you want the file format, flat file format. I want to just delimited format. By default it will take, and I'm using the same. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, once I click on that thing, it will open another window, flat file connection manager, and it will ask that the connection manager name. What is the name of that connection manager? Flat file test date. You don't want to give any description over here. And if you come down, select a file and specify the file properties and file format. That means here you have to specify a file, in which file you want to load the data and what is the format of that file and what are the headers of that particular file and what type of data you want to store and how to difference between I mean differentiate between column to column.
Mm.
So I don't have any file name over here. Just take me a file, browse. I want to,
So the file has to be already existing then.
no. Even if it is not existed, you can create ad hoc. Or else if you have
Oh, okay,
existing file,
okay.
you can create. Right now I don't have
Okay,
any
okay.
files. I am creating a new flat file over here ad hocly.
Mm-hmm.
Test data is my flat file now.
Mm-hmm.
So I am taking this. That means I specified over here in E drive, just load the data into particular file. Okay.
Yeah.
So by default,
If I change the file name to day one, then it will create that file in the target folder.
if here
If
you,
I change that one to one, is it going to create the file there?
no, it won't create. It will throw the error message. So before
Oh, okay. That's
specifying
what I was
that thing,
asking.
yeah, you need to give the existing file name.
Oh, okay. So then it has to be, the file has to exist before you can put it into loop.
Right, exactly. So,
Okay.
so test data, by default it will give some row delimiter and all. And if you come over here, column names in the first data row. That means I'm having my data,
Yeah.
like I'm having
Mm-hmm.
4 rows.
Yeah. The header rows, right? You want
Right,
the header rows or not? So.
right. So select the header. Once you specify these things here, go to columns. Go to columns. See here, you can see the column names 1 and 2.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Just click on OK, and nothing to worry about the remaining things.
Where do you specify the column delimiter?
Show you.
So you have the file names here, text called header row, column. Okay, first it's over there.
Yeah. So by default, it will.
Then,
Yeah.
so where is the column? Oh, that's the header row delimiter, right?
Right.
What is
Right.
that?
Right. Exactly.
So what about the data row delimiter?
See,
Okay, it's a comma. Okay, okay. So
column
row
delimiter.
delimiter.
Once you
Okay.
specified
What is the difference between row delimiter and column hook? Oh,
right,
the
row
CRLF
delimiter
is
means
the row delimiter is the
end
end
of
of
the row.
row
Otherwise,
end
it
of
will
row.
continuously
Correct.
save the data. One query and
Correct.
two
Correct.
queries.
Correct. 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 Mm-hmm.
So whenever you are specifying the column, details and all, it will ask you row delimiter. What is that row delimiter? How can I identify a end of the row, and how can I identify
Okay.
a end of the column?
Hmm.
So now once I specified my connection, see that error mark went out, right?
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now I have created two connections. One is source and one is destination. Whatever the connections
Mm-hmm.
you have created are those things will appear here. And down you can see connection managers tab, right? Those connections will
Mm-hmm.
appear here. If you want to change these connection names, you can change the names.
Okay.
Let us say OLEDB source is using home PC Naresh training underscore DEC. So this name is not in meaningful, no? So that's why I'm changing the connection name, like SOURCE, source. Automatically it will get affected over here, source.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wherever it is used, it will change it.
It will
Okay.
change. So I'm just following some naming conventions. FF destination, flat file destination.
Mm-hmm.
It will automatically come over here, FF destination.
Change it. Okay.
So to save, before running the package, you need to save. To save the package, you can use straight away like Control S, Control S, save the package.
Okay.
Now I want to run my
Now,
package.
are you in the control flow view or data flow view right now?
See, this is what my control flow, data flow
Okay.
task.
So
In
when you
control flow, I have one data flow task. When I open the data flow task, whatever the it is having, it will automatically goes to data flow tab. See, going the data flow. In data flow, you are specifying how to flow the data.
mm-hmm.
So control flow, one more item I will create a control. One more item I will create. Then you will come to know what is control flow. So now it is data flow, right? So I want to execute now. I want to execute this particular data flow task now. Okay. Right now
Mm-hmm.
it is not showing any kind of a flowing kind of thing, right? Whatever the rows it is having. So
It's only one data flow in there. Okay.
exactly. So now I want to execute the package. If you want to execute the package, there you have many options. Go to this package name at right side and right click on that and go to execute package, or else simply go to here. We are able to see one start debugging F5, right? You can click this button, or else you can give F5 from your keyboard. These are the three ways you can execute a package. One is right click and execute a package, okay, and another one is clicking on this particular button, or else put the cursor in your workspace and click on F5.
F5?
F5, yes, F5.
Oh, okay.
I just gave F5 and it is executing. See, you can see the state running on top of that thing, running state. See, it is showing some tick mark over here. That means it is successfully done. Data flow task executed successfully without
Yeah,
any
same
issues. Without any issues. So once
successfully executed.
yeah. So if we see over here, one more tab came here, right? Progress. Since we are having only 4 rows now, so that is why it got completed that much of early. In real time, we are having some crores of rows, right? In that case, it will show you keep on running first. In that case, you can see the progress. What is happening? See, this is the execution result. How much? What happened basically? Started at 8:56 and elapsed time. I mean, finished at 8:56. Total elapsed time is this much of time it took. Started at this particular time and finished at particular time. Okay. If you want to see again, see data flow task now. Go to data flow task. See, from source to destination, it is showing 4 rows.
Oh, okay.
4 rows got populated. These two tick marks you can see like the on top of the source you are able to see green color tick mark. That means this particular service is able to read the data successfully from source. Whenever it is failed to read the data from source, then in that case you will get a error mark here, red color error mark here. Instead of this green color tick
Okay.
mark, you will get error mark. If you get the error mark over here, that means something is went wrong in source. If
Okay.
you get error mark over destination, that means something went wrong in destination. It is unable to load the data into destination. In that case, it will give you the
Okay.
error mark. So now 4 rows got populated now. Let me check in that file. This is FF test day we have created the data. First two are the columns C int test, C VC test, and the data whatever we are having delimited by comma. So likewise we used to load the data into flat file without any transformation. I didn't specify any condition in between this source and destination.
Right.
Right? So I want to
Yeah.
stop the package. I'm just stopping the package. Stop debugging. Okay.
So it is still running then if you don't stop it, it is still running?
Yeah, it like it is in running mode only, but nothing is happening. But it is in running mode. It just stopped it. Stopped over there.
Okay.
So manually we need to stop it. So now I am having only one data flow task, right? So let me create another data flow task for you.
Okay.
Data flow task. Take a data flow task, drag and drop over here. Another data flow task. Again, I am opening this one and let me do the same thing. OLEDB source I'm taking and destination also flat file destination I am taking. Let me give you the connection, source connection. By default I am having only one source now. By default, earlier whenever I'm not having any connection, it is showing some kind of empty box over here now. So right now I'm having one source connection. I'm taking this source and taking the table directly, available table, having two columns.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm populating the data into some flat file. So I want to create my destination is some other instead of loading the data into already existing one. Sorry. I've created a sample file.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to load the data into that particular file. I'm selecting the rows, delimiter, specifying comma delimiter, and the header values and all. Go to mappings. This is what the source column and this is what the destination column. Again source and again destination.
Mm-hmm.
Go to opening. Okay, and just saving this package. See, in between these two data flow tasks, there is no relation, right? Both are individual things. There is no relation
Mm-hmm.
between one to another. And just execute
Yeah.
now. See how it will happen.
So it's going to run simultaneously at the same time, right?
Exactly.
Hmm. I think it's the same thing in data services too, yeah. So if you make a connection, then it's going to run one after the
Right.
other.
See, these two are running parallelly.
Hmm.
It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Second file also got the
Yeah.
data. First file is having the data.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I am stopping this package. Now I am on control flow. Okay. In control flow, I am
Yeah.
having two data flow tasks. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
want to specify particular thing. What is, if you select that particular data flow task, it is showing one arrow mark.
Mm-hmm.
I am taking that arrow mark from first to second. If you
Mm-hmm.
click on that arrow mark, you can see the options, constraint options. Okay, there you can see evaluation options. What is my constraint? If you open this one, we
Values
have
that.
three values: success, failure, completion. If I give success, that is in green color. I mean, arrow mark will be in green color.
Mm-hmm.
If I give failure, see that arrow mark is red
So,
color. If I give completion, completion means either it may be a failure or a success. That means
success.
just
Okay.
completed.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, it is in some other blue color. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I am specifying over here is success.
Success.
If if this particular data flow task completed successfully, then only you go to this second data flow task.
Data.
Otherwise, you
Mm-hmm.
don't go. That it means that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I am trying to executing this package of file. Now see.
Mm-hmm.
See, this one is executing first.
Yeah,
Once
now.
this is done, then it will
Mm-hmm.
come over here. That means it's controlling the flow. First, what is next,
Correct.
likewise. If you open this
Mm-hmm.
data flow task, what is happening inside of the data flow task, you can see. It's done, 4 rows. Once this is done, it got executed this one also. Since we are having only 4 rows, right? It doesn't take that much of time. Okay, successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Let us say I'm changing this one, failure. That means if this particular data flow task got failed, then only you go to here. Otherwise, don't go here.
Right.
I'm saving now. So now I'm trying to execute this one. Now see, data flow task is executing. See, first one got executed, but it doesn't go to the second flow, second data flow
Mm.
task. So that is what the
Okay.
control flow will do, specifying the
Mm-hmm.
relation between some two tasks or many tasks. How to
Mm-hmm.
go the flow.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand, like, okay, when it is a successful, okay, when you have dependencies, you can use that
Right,
the success criteria for to execute the next one.
right.
And where does you use a failure condition? Like, if you want to roll back something or something like that?
No, it's a kind of let us say I want to run two tasks parallelly, or else
Uh-huh.
there is no dependency between two dimensions. Let us say what our retail will do. First dimension should load.
Oh,
After
yeah,
that,
yeah. Well, in this case, I understand
yeah,
completion. I'm talking about the failure. Is it used to what is the use case for a failure? Like, is it like to roll back something if the first data flow fails, you
exactly.
run the other one to roll back some stuff or change something?
Let us
Is
say
that what you use for the failure?
in first data flow task I'm having dimensions, and in second data flow task I'm having facts. Okay, first data flow task,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that means this first data flow task is loading dimensions, right? Whenever these dimensions load, no, you should not run the facts.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So in that case we can use the failure condition. As you said, for rollbacking also you can use the failure condition. That means whenever we are having dependency, whenever first is completed, then only you will go for this thing. Otherwise, if it is failure, let us say once this particular data flow task got failed. Okay, I want to know the information, or else I want to do some kind of operation. Okay, if it is failed,
Okay.
then load some other thing, or else if
Mm-hmm.
it is
Yeah,
failed,
yeah.
do something, or else if it is
Mm-hmm.
failed, just let me know how to how you will come to know. Just create a mail task.
You
Okay, we have
can,
one
yeah,
mailing
you
list.
can, yeah, you can send an email.
Send an
Okay.
email to the people. So in that case, if it is failed, then automatically this mail will triggered.
Mm.
So in that case, you will get the importance of failure.
Okay.
So that is what the basic thing for today, like creating a data flow task, or loading the
Mm-hmm.
data from OLEDB source to flat file destination. So
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow we will go some more deep into the subject. Okay. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So any questions?